The drivers, characters, and events in TOECAR are fictional. Nobody was harmed in the filming of this production. Now sit back and enjoy the race.
Welcome to round 4 for the Splint Cup Series, where today we take on the fastest track on the schedule, Piggzcreek, the site of some of the biggest wrecks we've ever seen last year. Those probably remember Muscular's atrophy, a terrible impact into the wall. Of course, Brody Kraft, at least the one that's really named Brody Kraft, had a terrible crash in testing. And we're back yet again somehow. I can't believe this place hasn't closed, but here we are. TOECAR returns for another devastating race, probably. I'm Kyle, I'm here with Mike, and I'm here with Anthony. And gentlemen,
Hello.
Much like yesterday's gauntlet race, I'm absolutely terrified.
So am I, guys. I've had so many nightmares about this racetrack, but I think we're going to be a little bit safer this time around because we made some improvements to this racetrack. We now have an inside wall on the back straightaway, as well as a nice new river going under the back straightaway with some nice fountains down there. You know, some good aesthetics to help ease the vibes here, you know, help alleviate some of the stress. You know, it might help us mentally up here in the booth, and hopefully them on the racetrack help keep their heads in check. Maybe they'll drive a little bit better today.
Guys, I'm glad I could be back here today. Sorry, I was a little under the weather and I'm still a little gassy too. I had my stomach hurt and I had a weird craving for pickles and yogurt, so I think we're feeling a little bit better now. My cravings are normal. I'm now eating just, you know, salt and oregano taquitos, but we're fine. Normal behavior, surely. I will say, last week's race was incredible. It's gonna be very hard to top what we've got going on here, but Piggzcreek, I mean, this is insane speeds we're getting up to, and it's so wide, Mike. I mean, there's a chance we can go 12 wide here potentially. I'm very excited. It's my first time being in the booth for Piggzcreek as well, and you know, we saw a popular winner last week in the 53 of David Gutterball. I am going to just go out on a limb and say we might get another surprise winner today, and I'm really looking forward to it, especially considering the in-season tournament in-season tournament has started.
That's right, Anthony. 16 drivers today are going to face off in one-on-one matchups, where hopefully 8 people will leave unscathed and go to next week's races at North Texas, and then the week after that at Avis. Because at the end of it all, we're going to unveil the secret prize that the winner of the tournament gets. Very, very big secret. Nobody knows, not even the drivers, but they know they want it. So right now, let's take a look at our matchups on screen. Preston the Wall, our 1 seed. This is all, of course, sorted by the point standings. The top 16 in points are the people that comprise this tournament. All ties, of course, broken by Aura, just like in the Truck Series. Preston the Wall, our 1 seed, going up against Cam Arrow, the 16 seed. Zach Outback going against Lemmy Gettinia. Joe Swanson versus Jackie Said. David Gutterball goes up against Ali Alakaina. David Gutterball, last week's winner. Brody Easymack goes up against Giuseppe Gabaguli. Ignore the typo on his name. Wyatt Wilkinson going up against Muscular's atrophy. As we all know, last season he had a very, very traumatic race here. You got to think there's a lot of it in his mind this week. It's going to be a hard matchup for him, especially being the underdog, technically. Shaquille Oatmeal versus James Icup, and our last first-round matchup, Tyrese Halifax going up against Massive Chris. Before we get things underway, though, Mike, you got an update on our injuries?
Well, somehow for the third week in a row, an Asiago found their way into the catch fence. That's insane. We made it clean 7 laps until Asiago decided, I want to recreate my brother's crashes. Managed to find the one part of the catch fence that did have the barbed wire in it. Luckily for him, he didn't get into it too hard, but it was enough for his mustache to get shaved off forcefully, along with his tongue. And that's going to raise some problems considering that his crew chief, Bellagio, his deceased brother, can only communicate through the headset. The urn can pick up the vibrations from the headphones, but it can't read sign language. So this might be a make or break race for Asiago. You know, if he can't perform today, it might be proof that he's not fit to be here. We'll have to see if he can have a turnaround here today. And also in that Steel Par got ran into by Brad Oman, of all people, of course. Steele continued on for the rest of the race, but when he went to bed that night, he just kept rebooting over and over and over. He found a restore point that worked, so hopefully that image was taken when he was performing well. And Ron Roundback, you heard his pit crew, they put mercury in his water bottle to help him out throughout the day, but it did not go the way they had planned. His mouth was just a metallic gray all day long. It was making him hurl inside the car. So they're going to try water today. Something they haven't tried before, you know, it might work for them. Then Tyrese had a hell of a day. Got into a bad accident in happy hour, and then right before the race had the Mega Tylenol implanted into his stomach, but, you know, that didn't work because on lap 27, backed into the wall super hard, and ended up spinning out later on in the day also, you know. Just wasn't behaving properly after that accident. Rob Pockets tried to get an interview with him down in the infield care center, and all he would tell him is that he can't really hear you. The only words he can get out of him is, I can't really hear you. Rob tried to get some more info, but he just wouldn't give him any. In that same accident, Weed Trimmer decided, I'm going to avoid this by going down pit road. But as usual, didn't work out, and then he got diagnosed with Category 3 barrel chest from driving into those sand barrels down there. Good thing those were filled with sand and not water, because that would have delayed the race a long time. And then on lap 40, Scubs was spinning down the front stretch, and Buster Guts filling in for Asiago after that accident earlier in the race. Besides, the O2 is just an obstacle that needs to be cleared off the racetrack and just runs into him at full speed. Scubs was uninjured in that, but he was just pissed off. He was just shouting things over the radio, calling Buster Guts things that we can't say on TV. Buster eventually found out what Scubs had been saying on the radio and complained to us, and that's when we decided we needed to make Buster Guts take insensitivity training. Don't worry, Buster's on the road to recovery. And on some positive news, next week Limburger will be returning to the 57. Little sister Gudaguchi Asiago going to be filling in the 57 car one more time here today. The doctors say Limburger's recovering pretty good from his shredding, but it might leave some lasting effects. We'll have to see when he shows up next week. But maybe now the Asiagos can maybe keep the cars on the racetrack.
Well, glad to hear that Limburger is still recovering. He should be back pretty soon, we hope. And of course, we do have a new driver in the 55, even though it's not injury related. Conroy Rosario going to be in the 55 this week. Welcome back to the series, Mr. Royd.
Let's go.
Before we get things underway, we have to go to today's Bobby Labonte Fast Bass starting grid. On pole today, the most prehistoric driver in sports, Neil Anderthal in the 81. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is his first pole in the series, so congrats to him. And outside, somebody that's made huge strides this season, Cam Arrow in the 30. Kind of rode in the back most of seasons 1 and 2, making a big impact this year, just ask Shaquille Oatmeal at Daytona. Then, last week's winner, David Gutterball, alongside Brody Easy Mac. That 48 car is arguably cursed here, but he's had a great qualifying run, hoping to keep it alive today. No pun intended. Then, Conroy Rosario, P5 today in the Plot 55 machine. Love to see this car up front. As we all know, we do have ownership stakes, which means we can embezzle money through the winnings. And then alongside him, cease and desist in that 51 car. Then, the 7 car in 7th place, that's Tatuma Sato. This is probably the first time I've seen him up front all season, guys. Happy to see him up here. Hopefully he can keep that momentum rolling. And then alongside him, Scubs. Then, replacing Cheesy once again for the second week, it's going to be Leland Funnyman in the 10 car. And rounding out our top 10, another injury replacement, it's Gudaguchi Asiago on that 57, usually driven by Limburger.
Starting out in the teens, we got the 33 of Weed Trimmer. I don't know what he was thinking last week driving into the barrels of the pit road, but you know what? They're nice and soft, kept them uninjured. And someone else who barely escaped further injury was the 34 Steel Park, got ran into by Brad Oman last week, but they're both starting on the same row and hurting this week. Then we got the Colonel in the 59 car, starting the next row with Massive Chris in the 97 starting his outside. And then the most winningest man in TOECAR, Zach Outback in the 29, starting inside of Lemmy in the 96. Tyrese Halifax, this isn't Talladega, it's a little bit bigger, but he might have a strong day here. And then Muscular Zaxtrophy, the site of his horrific crash last season that took him out for most of the season. Hope he doesn't repeat that here today. Marius Andretti, he was able to get a decent qualifying run in here. I think it was because he got his cholesterol down. He's working with a dietitian ever since Daytona, and might be good for his overall health outside of the race car. And then Tristan's old cup, James Ive Cup in the 91.
Starting in 21st, it's the 03 of Raymond Hans, and to his outside, it's Ollie Olakainen looking for a good run today. Feels like I just don't see him very often out in the track, but I'm not also looking directly for him. It is what it is. Starting behind him, someone I can't seem to get away from when I'm looking for people on the track, it's Brad Oman and Joplin Moore hoping to stay on the track. I think I said that last week, but with the speeds, stay on the track, please. All right, 25th, it's the 16 of York. And speaking of people who need to stay on the track to his outside, it is the 70 of Asiago. I really hope we don't go 4 for 4 on Asiagos today, but we're 100%. On the inside of the next row, it's Chunk Charles Wagon, and to his outside, it's the most concussed driver in TOECAR, as always, Jackie said. And rounding out the 20s, it's the 99 of Andrew and Preston DeWall.
31st today is going to be Willie Studs in the 17W, and alongside him, Kobe Keith, last year's trash champion in the 90. Then, Dale Bernhardt, the indigestionator himself, P33 today in the 88 car, and alongside him, another double digit, it's the 77 of Giuseppe Gabaguli. Then, somebody who's probably had the most cursed few months in TOECAR, that's that 3 team of Chris Call, as we all know, launched the fucking crew chief race completely into a bunch of cars, had an awful start at Daytona, blew like 7 engines in practice, starting 35th today, and then alongside him, Joe Swanson, as we all know, being coached and crew chiefed by the Simon system. Then, the deer himself, Wyatt Wilkinson, P37 today to start, and then alongside him, Kurt and Kyle Busch in that 21. I had a dream he had a bad wreck here one time, guys. Then, fearless Fred Busch right behind his brother in P39 in the 28 car, and then alongside him, Shaquille Oatmeal, who may or may not also be employing that vacation strategy we talked about. Our final starters today, Jake Joe in that 2 car, and the person that we probably expected to qualify last, or at least me, Ron Roundback in that 31. Well, before we get things underway, we have to throw it to Jason Payson with today's command.
Hey, drivers, start your engines.
Whoa.
Thank you, Joe.
We gave Joe the microphone.
Joe Payson.
Well, you know, the virtual safety car, as we all know, is part of technology. I wonder if Simon somehow got in there, got the mic in that 71 car hooked up to it. Nonetheless, the field rolls off. This is going to be, even though it's 36 laps at a very large track, a very quick race, if I had to guess, guys. These guys go about 300 miles an hour average around this place. We saw last year the consequences of that. Sometimes the tires just don't hold up. Sometimes Babe Ruth's brain doesn't. But nonetheless, the disastrous consequences can be awful for everybody in this field.
You know what they say, Kyle, the most traumatizing moments of your life seem to last forever, so for the drivers, this might seem like eternity.
I'm hoping we don't get any full moons tonight, but you know, they're at insane speeds, at least 3 times faster than I would drive on the highway, so good luck, everyone. Godspeed in TOECAR.
Full sun today.
TOECAR. As we all know, this track absolutely massive. Jason's got his work cut out for him today. About another 35 miles till he gets to the pit road. But once he gets there, I think we're going to see some of the craziest racing we've seen all season. As you mentioned earlier, Anthony, this track about 12 and a half, 13 grooves wide. You can kind of get the whole field side by side if they really put their minds to it. Look at that official, that brave soul down there. What's he doing?
Very brave.
Sylvester Standalone making another appearance. He's in the video. And Jason's in the pits.
And we're going green.
That we are, Anthony. Another day, another boggy. We're green.
Boogity, boogity. And look at that beautiful grass down there by the pit wall. We planted some nice Scott's grass seed during the off season to help liven up the place, help feel a little less like an institution because it looked like one before. But
that is my favorite flavor of grass.
With the grass and the river, you know what? Nothing but good vibes here today.
Mike, one could argue some of these drivers need to be institutionalized.
We don't cover that.
Good point. Neil Outback. Whoa. Neil Anderthal shot out of a cannon up to a great lead. But here comes last week's winner, David Gutterball in the 53. I can't even imagine what this young man's going through right now. The absolute elation of finally getting your first win after an awful 2 seasons. This team's got to be on cloud 9.
Yeah, but someone who was doing just as good last week, Gucci Asiago, she's already back to the lead. She's taken what she learned last week and applying it on lap 1 here today.
I think she only got to hold the lead for a couple of seconds, as it looks like Tyrese Halifax might end up leading this first lap. I mean, this is insane racing. We're 3-4 wide. I know they can get a little tighter, though. Come on, show me 6 wide. There we go. Come on.
You might have called it, Mike. I think that 24 did get to the line first, and you said some of those skills from Talladega might end up translating here very nicely. Off to a great start.
There's a lot of jockeying going on for position right now. Nobody's really content with the position that they're in. I mean, Brad Oman looks like he's taking the lead. Ah, my goodness.
Gouda already lost about 20 positions in half a lap. That just goes to show you how big this racetrack is and how wide it is, because she only got passed by about 2 rows of cars, but that translated into 20 spots.
Whether it's track position or things that are happening, it happens quick here at Piggzcreek. As you see here, another 4 wide battle. Charles Trunk Wagon actually up in the front for once. He hasn't been up here too much this season, guys. That's 23.
Oops, sorry.
I was gonna say that 23 sported many haircuts so far this season. I think he still got the same photo this time.
Yeah, he's still looking pretty decent, but you know what? I feel like waking him up about 4 in the morning next week. It's time for a new picture.
Well, it is in fact picture day, Mike. Look at that. Lemmy almost making a 5th groove work, had no help at the duck back and line behind Brad Oman of all people. You hate to hear that. Oh, they're close.
They're getting very tight. Oh, God.
31 of Ron Roundback in the lead. He came all the way from last? Are you kidding?
How quickly things can change at Piggzcreek.
I mean, they're doing 285 around here, which, I mean, that's insane speed. We are way past liftoff speed for these cars. Oh, James Icup getting a little impatient.
Oh, no!
Trouble.
Big wreck. Ali Alakaina's in. Oh, no, Yora.
Oh.
Yora's in it. Andrew, I see hitting the wall pretty hard there. Joe Swanson, pardon me, gonna get to the line first. But wow, that was almost an absolute disaster. Yora missed that inside wall by about 2 feet.
Oh.
Let's take a look at what happened. As we see from high above here, what happened here off turn 4? Oh, Andrew looks like he's gonna get into Ollie, up into Mario. Oh, guys, we just talked about him needing a good run. Raymond Hans gets a good bit of damage there. Oh, look at that 16.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Just like Philip McCrack at Talladega last week in the truck race.
You're so lucky.
Look at the wreck avoidance by Wyatt. Wyatt missed that by an inch. did exactly what he needed to do, got off the gas, actually hit the brakes, and lo and behold, made it through unscathed.
Ah, deer in headlights situation there, honestly. That was very good awareness. On board with Wyatt himself as we take a look at the wreck developing there. And I mean, drive right into the smoke. Very good, very good. On the brakes. Very surprising for these TOECAR drivers.
Wow.
And, I don't think there's any contact there. That's incredible.
Great job.
Wow, that's the smooth move of the race, potentially.
Take a look here on the front straightaway with the floaty cam. And then here comes your right past the pit road. That could have been tragic. Mr. Omar almost made a fortune off of that one.
And welcome back to Piggzcreek here. We are about to start lap 8 as Joe Swanson is leading the race. And so far, so good with the racing, Kyle. What do you expect for this next run?
I'm expecting tensions to be high right now, Anthony. As we all know, Joe Swanson did the command. I heard that Jason was just mean-mugging him the entire time under caution since he was the leader.
Fuck. That's just rude. Man's the leader.
Past that, though, I'm expecting more of the same. We saw it last year. We saw it already today. This track is a disaster waiting to happen. And we're green.
That was the Fox camera right there. Got to get that big old zoom in. Got to see every molecule that back bumper's made of.
Exactly. They say that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but I'm sure there is a powerhouse of this vehicle that will be deployed from a car in a crash. So
I'll talk about a powerhouse at Piggzcreek. The 55 car, we've done a great job working on this car the last 2 seasons.
Incredible.
Won it last season with, I believe it was Glucose Maxine here in the 55, won it last season. And now Conroy doing great up here in the top 5 already. Maintaining his starting position. And he's getting passed by Daddy right now. I had a nightmare about Daddy here one time.
Oh, I'm glad it wasn't real.
Our primary engineer in that 55 team, of course, accommodate you as crew chief, Mike. Sheets it up. Did a great job putting that car together real fast today. Oh my God, they are 5 wide in the back. Did you guys see that? That's one of the craziest battles we've had all day so far.
Look at this, nice and wide.
They are not content staying in line. They want to jostle around here more and more. I mean, we got 6 wide going into turn 1. Piggzcreek can handle it even if they're going like 280.
And this might be the most I've seen these higher grooves used. Last year, of course, you know, a couple guys got forced up there, but I haven't seen this many cars consistently running the high side. I don't really even know why they're doing it, because they're losing spots hand over fist. Chunk is dooring cease and desist. Look at that. Let's get the Android Super Zoom live. They're hitting each other real hard the entire backstretch, and they're still not getting away from each other.
James Eichel ripping top there. Jeez Louise.
Rob Pockets was talking to Chunk in the off week, and after last week, he said, I just want to have one clean race where I don't get into some incident. I don't even care where the fuck I finish. I just want to finish without anything wrong with my car. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
It's... Oh, well, we got through that one. Oh.
Giuseppe, Kurt and Kyle Busch, massive Chris. Oh, Zach Outback.
Oh, my goodness.
Huge wreck up ahead of that.
Oh.
Cam Arrow.
Cam.
Oh.
Oh, Ron Roundback gets into him.
He certainly did. It's Tuma. No, Tuma's looking right at it. He's going to miss it.
Oh, and another smack to Cam Arrow there.
Who the fuck is that?
Yora!
He died.
Oh, and muscular dystrophy rolling.
Oh, not again, brother.
Oh,
Musky Zach. Oh, my God.
Oh. And he's still flipping.
What the fuck just Arca braked?
Wow.
That was Yora, Anthony. Yora came fucking flying in there. No goddamn clue what was going on. And just absolutely wiped out Muscular's atrophy.
Oh, my gosh.
And we have a caution.
Let's take a look up from the sky cam up here on Blanc Biscuit. Looks like Giuseppe and Massive Chris are going to get together, and that comes back up into Willie Studs. And then you see Chunk down there barely avoiding this, just barely touches Massive Chris, but then the 21 and 17 go around. Giuseppe gets into him hard right there. But then up here, looks like Zach Outback's going to come back across into the 21. Oh, and then get turned over with the 30 right there. And they're going to go tumbling. Oh, Ron Roundback barely missing it, but then he gets into the 30, I think. Yep, just slightly. Oh, that was the wrong button. And then the 21 car is just going to slide down here. Daddy doing a great job to avoid him. And then the 21 car is going to run back into Camaro and then slide back down into the grass. But we got to check out what the hell your was thinking.
Ryan on board with Musky Zach, and I mean, right in the middle of the shit right here as it starts to go down. I mean, pretty good avoidance so far, 17 spinning in front of him, but that's not really what we're looking at, potentially. You know, there's more cars going on. He thinks he's through the worst of it, and honestly, a great job of avoiding so far. You know, gave DeWall a little bit of a kiss, that's fine. Car sideways. And he gets going. You know, you think that everything is fucking shit.
That was so crazy. It shot him with so much speed. He just hit the wall a little and it started tumbling.
Like, at that point, the wreck's over. You think you're fine. You're never fine. You're never safe in TOECAR. You gotta keep going.
Taking one more look at things here. You see it's already begun. The 21 still getting turned. Look at this. I think it's the 29 going to get hooked up the hill. No, it's this group here. Yeah, it is. The 29 is going to hit him, and then here comes the 30 of Cam Arrow. And, we've seen it time and time again. These next gens love to climb each other's wheels, and this is no exception. You see the 30 tumbling. Even the 11 got up in the air a little bit back there, guys. 35. Gets drilled, comes back down to earth. I'm afraid this 21's still going to have at least one more rotation before it all sorts its way out. Here goes Tatuma sneaking past. 21 going to hit the 30 one more time and tip right back over. And that's only at like 40, but that's still a pretty big impact in the car. Don't forget, you're getting thrown around, hitting your head off of stuff in there. No fun.
Let's ride on board Kurt and Kyle Busch through this. Under the bridge, and then here he goes around. Didn't even see it coming. Yeah, it's a nice view of the river down there. And then once again, has it saved, but there comes Zach out back. He says no more. And then up and over we go. And now we're just sliding. Sparks are flying. And he's just waiting for it to be over. And it's over.
That's simple. Taking one more look at things here. This is the 31 of Ron Roundback. You see it all start to unfold. Giuseppe hitting off a few cars. There goes Willie. And it's just going to kind of be a domino effect from there. Ron's going to miss the vast majority of this crash, but unfortunately this 30 is going to start tumbling right in front of him. Right in the window net and door of the 30. Man, what a big hit. I think the 30 Cam Arrow is okay, but still not what you want to see.
I think his wrist might be going to Halifax. Another convenient placement on the camera right here for another crash on the front straightaway. Who could have thought?
Great camera work, honestly.
I'm surprised he can keep up with these 300-mile-an-hour cars.
A lot of good cars got taken out in this wreck. You know, this is going to definitely space the field out a little bit more. I mean, there's got to at least have been 12 cars in that.
It's still not over. Here comes
and there's Europe.
And we didn't see that. I don't think Zach got a part of that too.
I hope that Alpaca is doing okay in there, because I mean that's probably the first big wreck that Alpaca's been in.
Where'd he go?
Bright sun out today. Back here live at Piggzcreek real quick. Got a text message. I'm still doing my pit reporting in the booth. We got Rob Pockets. He just sent me a text. Listen, I can be by with her at 6 p.m. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong message. Sorry, we're trying a throuple out. My bad. New message. Okay, perfect. It looks like Cam Arrow's wrist is doing the yoinky sploinky. I can only describe that as Rob has texted me. It's upside down. His wrist is upside down. He's going to drive with it kind of like one up, one down. I mean, shit, good luck to him. That sounds painful. Last I checked, the wrist should not be doing that.
It certainly does sound painful, Anthony. I think in the business they call that waiter's hand.
Of course.
Really convenient to carry plates and other things like that. Terrible for racing a car. And we're green once again.
That's great for doing the Macarena.
I don't see him on the racetrack right now, so he might be in the garage trying to get his wrist put back on.
Put back on?
You know, comes off like the G.I. Joes.
Yeah, you know.
Lego, man?
I mean,
you ever just grab it and you pull it out and it's got that little ball socket? You know what I mean?
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if the medical center honestly put it on upside down. Like they've had a lot of weird things happening this year.
That is true. I've actually seen Dr. Steve Basil looking at WebDMD. Not WebDMD. What is it? WebMD?
Yeah,
WebDMD. Yes.
Yeah. Either way. Not really great reporting in the pits by me, not really great reporting in the booth by me, and not great doctor work by Dr. Steve Basil.
Great driving, though, on the track. We're 4 wide for third right now as, I believe that's Jake Joe about to take, or maybe leading the lap. I'm not going to call it until after the river.
That'll be 5.
Make it 6. No, 5.
Almost a 3-way tie, 4-way.
I think Still Park hit the wall there, too, making matters worse.
I probably want to get out of that 20-car potential pileup happening near the lead.
You know, and we talked about him earlier. Silvestro The guy that's standing outside of turn 4 is still there.
He's posted up, dude. That is one tough son of a bitch.
Speaking of, another tough son of a bitch, Chunk Charles Wagon. Doing a good job so far, leading the race.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about him, almost jinxed him going into that last accident, but it's a very impressive performance. He needs to have a good run, you know. His job could potentially be on the line here.
Ooh.
And so far, so good. I don't think anyone's going to get by him this lap.
Also,
Nope, I'm wrong.
He's
I
going
do
to
have
lead
to
this
say-
lap, though.
This field is not nearly as spaced out as I thought they might be after that crash. Still a lot of cars at full song. I think we might be only missing like 5 to 7 cars.
Do a little check in the back here. Oh yeah, the 21's real low on speed. I think he's going to be getting pulled off the racetrack here soon because he's only going 243, which sounds like is a lot. But we checked back with the lead. We're going 290 miles an hour going in towards turn 3 right here. So well off the pace. And same with the 1 car. He's a little bit further up, but still very much off the pace. 238. Scubs, the 29 and the 31 also pretty far back.
Yeah.
But they're still hanging on to the draft, unlike the one in the, oh god!
I'm not surprised that the 1 is off the pace. He was literally violated by Yora, so I mean, at that point, I'm surprised he's even out there. I know that Tungsten's spine probably got a nice little ringing to it after that hit.
So field goes through turns 1 and 2 again. I really can't believe that high side has worked. Well, I shouldn't say worked as well as it has because they've actually lost a lot of spots up there. But I can't believe they're electing to use it this much. Last season, they avoided it like the plague.
I think the vibes are helping. Oh, there's the bay.
Man, and give a call to Gura. This 57 has been up front essentially the entire time she got into this car. I can't believe this. For somebody that's never raced before, this is some of the best driving we've ever seen.
She is so impressive, honestly. Like, I don't even... She is definitely earning her keep in this series and potentially a full-time ride in the future, and I can't wait to see what she can do. Keeping that legacy going.
She's
Brad
definitely
Owens up front.
more consistent than her little, or her big little brother. Though, never mind. She's better than Asiago.
That's not hard.
Yeah, that's true. He really hasn't had much luck, whether it be in the trash series or here.
He's had some luck today. He hasn't hit the catch fence yet.
You know,
There's still
hasn't
time.
Hasn't had a thing to say on the radio. Of course, that is to do with the last week's crash, but hopefully the car's driving good.
Yeah, he's gonna have a hard time communicating with Bellagio because Bellagio, the only way he can hear in the urn is through the headset attached to it. He does not have any way of seeing his sign language through the window, so you know they're basically not communicating anymore. That's got to be real tough.
Oh, I was curious, honestly, how they were communicating. I didn't see a medium on the track to talk to the dead, so that makes a little bit more sense then.
Yeah, if you just turn the speakers up loud enough, the ghost can hear it.
Yeah.
Ew.
And
Brad
Oman
Oman.
leads another lap.
Get him
I know,
out of
hey,
here.
You know what they say, a
Piggzcreek.
clock shits twice in the same day, so, you know, there you go. There's the clock.
Well, if it wiped, it would look just like Brad Oman, Anthony, because that motherfucker's a piece of shit. They are 4 wide down the backstretch. Cease and desist pulling ahead out of that little pack. Look at the runs they're getting. This is some of the most insane runs I think I've seen in a little bit. We just saw Ollie get passed like a fucking freight train by the 88. I think that was Dale Bernhardt, the indigestionator himself, who's had a pretty quiet season.
We got a battle of the Asiagos now. Asiago does not want to be overshadowed by his little sister.
He heard me talking shit and said, hold on. I got this. Well,
Steal
we're gonna
time.
we're going to be 4 wide for the lead again at the line. This is incredible. 5 wide?
Swanson in the wall a little bit.
I think Steele got it, guys.
Wow.
Maybe?
They're giving it to Steele that lap, yeah.
He
It's
stole it.
incredible.
And Joe Swanson, by the way, was just essentially in 4th coming to the line there. I think he's like in 25th right now. That is how many spots you can lose in a short amount of time. He hit the wall briefly coming out of the trial over there, and it cost him dearly.
You see these cars, they start to get spaced out sometimes, especially when someone hits the wall, but that takes, what, half a lap before they're back 6, 7 wide, so definitely very good racetrack if you're a fan of going many wide.
That is a crazy shot. It looks like a family tree behind the leader right now. I mean, that's absolutely wild what we're seeing. There it is. There's Tristan's Cup going for the lead.
With help from, I think that might be the 10 car. It is Leland
Yeah.
Funnyman, another newcomer up front. You'll have to see it.
Oh, it's a
They
good
get so
audition
close.
It's a good audition, honestly, for some of these young drivers. I do appreciate them coming in, stepping in. I know it's difficult, but I mean, great job by him and the younger Asiago.
My God, they're not wasting any time now. They're essentially dooring each other in those two middle grooves. The 57 got real close to that 96. I saw Shaq nearly hit Joplin more. We're just asking for trouble here, guys. We're gonna send somebody up and over pretty soon if these guys have anything to say about it.
Oh yeah.
I think we're about to see it here. Priscall and Brad Oman very close to each other. Leland maybe gonna make that 4 wide. Sorry.
The Colonel all the way to the bottom with a little bit of help there from Fred all the way in the back. I'm not sure how much push he's really getting, but it got him past a couple cars.
Fearless earning his name. Pierre's never gone this fast.
He's going that fast in our hearts, which might be a palpitation, but you know.
Brad Oman finally getting rooted up to the high side as far out as he can get. He's going to be dropping back to probably about 20th there.
I think they were trying to give him false hope, Mike. I think these guys all know they don't want to help that 4 car, so they let him get up to the front, make sure he thought he had a dominant car, and then said, nope, fuck you, and sent him to the back. It's going to be hard for him to get back to the front, I think.
It's like group sandbagging.
They're treating him like a Make-A-Wish kid. I get it. Oh,
Tyrese thinking it's Talladega.
Oof. That's got to be the winning way to try and rip the bottom, but I don't know if these tires are going to be able to hold on. That's what we got to look out for. This is the longest green flag run we've had so far. I'm very surprised these tires are holding on as best they can.
That's a great point, Anthony. Let's not forget, Brody Kraft perished due to a failed tire last year in the test. And these InstaWear tires, we are still running the same exact package, so at a moment's notice, you might lose all of your grip, which I think we're starting to actually see a little bit. Some of those cars hitting the wall, either coming off turn 4 through the tri-oval. That 53 who we're riding with now, essentially, he had that happen to him a couple laps ago off turn 4 when we were watching from Blimp Biscuit.
It keeps getting sketchier and sketchier, I will say, man, but 4 wide for the lead doesn't seem to phase some of these people.
Oh, they love it. They were born to do this. Joplin Moore looking for it down there.
Yeah.
I've seen him too much up in the front all day, but he's making his name known now. He's got Neil behind him. He's got fire on the pick box, and he's crackling.
Man, the 24 is absolutely side drafting Joe Swanson. I don't know why he's doing it so aggressive in the middle of the fucking pack, but it might have paid off. He's got back up in the 3rd groove now.
They see things done on TV, and they want to be just like their hero.
Woo.
Oh, the whole high side just almost hit the wall.
Oh!
I believe our pole sitter just led that lap, Neil Anderthal.
Good job,
Sheesh. Oh, and he's gonna lose all his track position now. Yeah.
Oh my God, and Gutterball. Where's Gutterball going? He's like 10 grooves up.
Trying to make anything work with the way that these tires are wearing. I don't think the top's working anymore, though, Kyle.
I might just be that these drivers are starting to feel sick. Look at this banking. It's not very high relative to other super speedways, but this track is so wide. If you're running the top, you're eventually 15, 20 stories higher than you would be on the bottom. You have to wonder if the advanced elevation is getting to some of those guys.
Probably less G-force. I don't know. I'm not a physicist.
Oh, no!
Oh, we're going to need one, Anthony. They're
Oh,
wrecking
look
hard.
at Neil!
Oh, no, Neil.
Oh!
Right into the fuel cell.
Oh!
The Colonel, let me get in you. I think that's the 48 up ahead who also got a part of this. Oh, I'm very concerned for that 81. That was a humongous hit.
The rear end of that car completely gone. And they took the yellow. My God.
Let's take another look at what just happened. Looks like Neil, he had to lift. He had to lift off turn 4. The InstaWear tires, once again, costing a team. It cost a lot of them. In this case, we see the 48, 84 both spinning. And then here's Neil Anderthal. My goodness, this is going to be brutal.
Oh! Right into the fuel cell.
I didn't see who it was, too, but out of the corner of my eye, I just saw somebody absolutely drill that 59 of the Colonel, too.
And it looks like the crew chief hopping in the car to see if Neil's all right.
On board the Goonier blimp here as we take a look. Looks like the 88 actually got into the 81 there. So that's interesting. As we see a bunch of other cars spinning around. 59 going for a nice little spin. And it looks like they got gooted. Gudaguchi got into him at the end. I mean, that could have been a lot worse. There's a lot of cars spinning. I think that's Let Me Get In You in the 96. All things considered, that unless you're the 81 car and your ass is just on fire, you're fine for the most part. But that was a scary looking wreck. And I get what you're saying, Kyle, about the tires, but I think that 88 might have just wanted to be a weapon. Holy shit!
We have friends.
Where are these guys coming from?
The slow boys.
That's actually the next group of ARCA qualifying.
Oh, of course.
Right on board with Neil Anderthal through this one. Yeah, he just had to check up there for some reason. And then here comes the pit wall. Oh!
Oh my
Holy
god.
fuck!
That's the worst thing any camera has personally experienced in TOECAR history. Oh my god. Riding on board the 57. Here comes through the turn 4. Actually, here she comes, sorry.
Do I need to
Gonna
get
be
the TOECAR again?
Gonna be a near miss for the 43 and the 57. And there they go behind them.
I don't have access to the in this week. I left it with Matt, and he's not here.
I have a taser.
Oh!
God. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I won't do the accent anymore. And in here from Chapel, drone flying over the river right there.
Never mind. Hang on.
And here we are from Chapel, drone taking a look at the wreck below it. Oh my god. The drone had to pause. It had to stop midair because it was afraid of what might happen. Neil Anderthal also paused. There he goes. Where is he?
He has been seen later. He did start on the pole, so he is the first stall, but, you know, such a long pit road, can't
There he
see
is.
it.
You can barely see him. Let's get the big red arrow on screen. Neil Anderthal, folks. Well, guys, gonna have a little less than 10 to go on this restart. I think it's time we make our picks. Mike, who you going with?
I'm going to have to go with old Asiago. He's actually up here in the end of the race. That's very surprising. Did not expect that of him, especially after last week after getting the fence on only lap 7 of the race. I think having a sister in the race this week and after seeing her succeed last week while he failed, it's got a fire under his ass. I think he's going to get it done.
Anthony?
Mike took my pick, but honestly, right behind him is Chunk Charles Wagon, and he's had a very impressive run today. Genuinely speaking, this would be a big win for a big guy, and I, you know, we had a huge one last week. I think we're getting another fan favorite.
Well, I'd love to see the two of them win. Today, guys, I think it's going to be that 90 car. Last season's Goodies Trash Series champion. He's proven he's really good at these fast tracks. That's where he won the title at Pyongyang. Up front again here late in the race. I think that 90's going to victory lane. Either way.
Good to see.
Gonna have to,
full laps to settle it.
as I say, gonna have to see how these last 7 or 8 laps play out before we actually see who goes to victory lane. Wyatt Wilkinson, our leader right now, Kobe in second, and Joe Swanson in third. And there they go already. Oh my goodness.
Look at Asiago.
He does not want to help Brad Oman. Can you blame him?
Well,
Honestly.
wrong choice, buddy. You could have had him, Anthony. That was a bad pick.
It's okay. I mean, listen, he could be all the way back in 25th by turn 2 and then be in the lead by the exit of 4. You never know with this track.
I have
Just
no idea why he did that.
You got to position yourself correctly. I don't know where I'd want to be on this last lap. The catbird seat almost feels like you want to be 8th place on the white flag.
We've seen it before in TOECAR, not even just at this track. I think last season, Season 2 Goodies Trash at Auto Club, Massive Chris, I think, was like 12th on the last lap and made his way all the way to the lead and won the thing.
Yeah.
Man, we're going so fast that Weed's wheels are glitching out.
I mean, let's not forget, Mike, this thing is built for storm chasing first and racing second, so you got to think some of that technology doesn't always convert. Speaking of technology, there's Steel Park. We haven't talked about him much today, and that's probably a good thing here.
Very lucky to escape further injury last week. That was a hard lick by Brad Oman, who is right now having his own struggles back there. Looks like he's going to have a worse lap than most people. He's dropping back pretty quick. But Steel Park very lucky after getting hit in the driver's door by Brad last week. And now he's working his way up to the lead.
It's a very interesting top 10 we have right now.
Yeah, no kidding. What's the other popular driver we didn't talk about before, Anthony? Look at Fearless Fred.
Yeah.
Kind of up front all day.
He's doing really, really well out here, and I'm very impressed. Let's see if he can put himself in a good position. Like I said, I think it's 8th place coming to the white flag.
Well, Brad Oman's a little closer than he was before to 8th. Look at that.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh,
no.
shit!
Oh, Fred's in it.
Oh, finally, the commentator curse.
I think the rest of them are going to miss it.
Let's make sure no one rails into the back of this car.
That's a great point, Anthony.
Looks like they all
That
made
was
it.
Yeah, that was actually a very calm one. Are we sure no one ran into the back of him?
Oh.
What the fuck happened here?
Oh, Gouda way back off the pace.
Oh, there must have been another wreck we didn't see. We're going to have to investigate, guys. Well, this is actually the reason for the caution. This is the wreck we didn't see. Didn't quite see it on the live shot. Gouda all the way to the bottom. Let's not forget Gouda has a little damage, too, from that last crash. Looks like she's going to try to enter turn 1, get in front of the 88, and just
no.
misses.
Oh my god.
And here they go. Oh my god.
Into the
Up
catch
into the
fence.
catch fencing again.
Fourth week in a row, and Asiago in the fence.
How the fuck did this happen again? And look at the
We're
2 he's gonna go over too.
We're 4 for 4.
Where's Wendy?
I'm happy to report there is no barbed wire here at Piggzcreek.
Oh, thank goodness.
God.
Oh,
But
what a hard landing on the apron.
Oh, he's still flipping, guys. I mean, this is at least 15 flips.
Oh, that could be at least 70 depending on who you ask. Oh, there goes the motor.
Oh, insult to injury, they need a new motor. And he couldn't even land right side up. Holy shit.
It's a good thing he didn't land right side up, Anthony. He might have blended in with the grass and never got rescued.
that's a great point.
And now he's moonwalking on it. Jesus.
I am happy to report that Rob Pocket says the safety Penguins that went down the scene, reporting he must not have felt too much pain because he was asleep in the car when they got there.
Oh.
Take a look from turn 1. Dale Bernhardt just trying to tuck in line there behind the 57, but it's not going to work. And Gouda, what a hard look into that outside barrier. And then up into the catch fence, twirling, doing tricks on it. And luckily she lands on all fours and they're going to slide back down the banking. But Jake Joe, he's not going to be so lucky. He's going to take some hard tumbles down the banking. And especially when it gets down to the apron here, because this is a hell of an angle. And who the fuck is messaging me? Anyway, sorry about that.
Rob Pockets with a report from pit road, most likely. But we see the 2 car just tumbling over and over and over. Man, that must have felt like 20 years in that car.
20 years of trying.
On board the 57 of Gudaguchi, and as you see, clean track ahead and just, ride. Oh, what an impact there, and into the catch fence. Gotta hope that she's okay. It's only her second race, and I mean, she drove off like nothing happened. It's a sick view of Jake Joe flipping.
Oh, we need to check the
Imagine
greenhouse.
seeing that behind you. But honestly, I mean, what an insane impact. I gotta hope she's okay. I mean, at worst, her cage has been rattled.
Insane air. And here we go from the 2 car. He doesn't see much. He just gets involved. Oh, there goes Gouda, and there goes him.
Oh, he saw plenty. Oh, my God.
Man, oh, man. And then he's going to start tumbling here. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Maybe 10 and a half, not 11.
4 more so that my prediction of 15 was correct, because I don't want to sound stupid.
We'll round up, Anthony. 15
Thank
flips
you, man.
for Jake Joe.
400 flips.
Another 1 billion flips to Jake Joe.
Put it on the document.
Only a couple million behind Walter.
On board the Goonier blimp here, coming to caution, and I guess you weren't really clear there. Joe Swanson getting in, I believe that's the 01 of Joplin Moore, and just a couple of spins like a pinball wizard around there, but it kind of keeps going. It was a very tame crash, especially compared to what happened in turn 1. So, all things considered.
Right on board with Fearless Fred through this one. You see Pierre's big old glasses on the hood. I wonder if he's seeing what's going on from hell. Oh, he was pointing right towards the pit wall right there, but Pierre pulled him right back straight and kept him safe. Thank God for Pierre's intervention.
Thank you, Pierre.
If only Ghost Pierre could have helped Alive Pierre.
Coming to green here, we got about like, God, I think 2 to go here?
Yep, it's going to be a green-white checker within regulation.
Or maybe green-white hospital, the way they've been racing.
Green-white bay.
Oh, God.
And we're green. We Trim is going to get the advantage on the outside this time.
That's a huge lead. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Got our ball behind him, trying to make it 2 in a row.
Steel Park, not much help right now. Jackie said looking to make a 3rd groove in the middle. Now she goes back in line. And then we see the 55 looking for the bottom. Could it go 2 for 2?
They're playing nice so far, but I'm expecting this to get 5 wide coming to the line for the white.
Curious if we're going to hear boos from the grandstands if the 55 gets in the front, considering that they can't win the championship this year.
Oh, and here goes Chris Call. Big move down the middle there. Gonna get to the bottom here for turns 3 and 4. He might be able to get underneath the 90. Nope, looks like he's gonna tuck in line and push him.
Chris Call's trying to get underneath the 90. He's not getting any luck here. I don't know how much lower you want to go. Shaquille Oatmeal trying to figure that one out as we're coming to the white flag this time around. I mean, it's still like 30 seconds away, but you know.
And let's not forget, I know they have a lot of horsepower here, but this track is so big and they go so fast. You still take a while to get all the way up to 300 or wherever they're going to be for the day. I think they're right there now, so now it's just full speed ahead. 1 lap to go.
Yeah, that start-finish line is not in the tri-oval, Kyle. I think that you remember that from last week.
Oh, Brad Oman, go away!
Oh, Why is he going for the lead? He's going for the lead.
Oh, no.
He's got a shot at it.
Oh,
He really
gross.
We're going to need to get saved by Wyatt. Wyatt's right behind him. He needs to either not help him or pull out a line.
Come on,
Please,
buddy.
do something.
There's still a lot of racing left. They still got half a lap going, and Wyatt Wilkinson, is he going to look low here in turns 3?
James Icup thinking about it behind that. Yeah, there he
There he
goes.
There he goes. Raymond with him.
Raymond Hans going to push this 9 car, or is he going to duck out of line himself? And then behind them, James Icup waiting in the wings. There he goes.
James Icup with a run here. Potentially, he could win this race.
Oh, he's got no help, though. Weed Trimmer goes up the middle. Brad Oman's probably got the most help of all those guys, but it's not going to matter. Wyatt Wilkinson's going to win at Piggzcreek.
Wow.
What a finish, and what a race for second. What was that, 6 wide for second? Holy shit.
I can't believe they got back in one piece.
And Chunk Charles Wagon finishes a TOECAR race.
Attaboy, Chunk.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he was even in an accident of any kind today.
He was so close. We almost jinxed him, but instead it was reverse jinx. One of the very few times we ever pull something like that out of our asses.
Man, what a race. Wyatt
Nobody,
Wilkinson.
I don't think anybody passed away today, luckily. We were spared again.
Thank goodness.
The TOECAR gods really, really saved everyone today, potentially.
Especially
We got a
that
lot of the-
57 of Gudaguchi, because that was a horrifying crash. But like we saw, she drove it back to the pits, and did she? Yeah, she's still on
Yeah,
track
she's
right
still
now.
out there.
Hell yeah.
My goodness. Oh,
Like her.
oh, they're checking up big, trying to get back to the pits.
Okay, guys, come on. Race is over. Don't do anything
We-
stupid.
Oh,
We
get
just
the
saw
drone
this
out.
yesterday. We might want to take a look. Oh, where are they going?
They're going for an extra little celebratory lap because they didn't die. I'd be pretty happy too if I survived this race.
That's like a 45-minute commitment going around another lap here.
Well, you know, they can't take the fuel with them, and we paid for it, so.
That's a great point.
They don't drink the fuel after?
No, they pour it right here.
Oh,
Right,
of course. Remember, it's always good to dump.
What else do you think's making it shiny like that? Come on. Well, looking at our full results, Wyatt Wilkinson, our winner today. Welcome to the playoffs. Brad Oman second, Raymond Hans in third, Weed Trim a fourth, Chris Call fifth, James Icup, great day for them, P6 today. Shaquille Oatmeal must not be on vacation because he got seventh. Cease and Desist eighth. Steel Park, we saw him up front a lot today. He got ninth, and Mario Zandretti comes home with the top 10. You'll love to see that for him.
I want to give a quick shout out here in 12th place, Asiago. It's been a rough season for that entire family. Obviously, the 57 had a hard wreck today, but I mean, a 12th place finish, a couple laps up, running there in the top 5. That's a confidence booster. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do for the rest of the year.
I want to give a shout out to Leland Funnyman for having a great run here today. He got a top 20 after everything was all said and done. So far, this will be his last start, his last scheduled start in TOECAR until another opportunity might open up because Cheesy's scheduled to get back into the car next week. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him. Great race here today, as well as a lot of other guys, especially Charles Chungwagon, who, like he said to Rod Pockets before this week, he just wanted to have a race where he didn't get involved in anything. He got a little bit of contact today, but it didn't leave any damage on the car. He finished up in the top pack. That's the most Chung can ask for at this point, guys.
And then if you look towards the bottom of our results here, see a couple people DQ'd, Muscular Zachary and Kern Kyle Busch. Those are our first 2 people to ever not meet minimum speed in TOECAR. They had to go back to the garage. They are furious about that, especially Muscular Zachary, because he got absolutely fucking clobbered by Yora for no reason, our last place finisher today. So, not happy in that one camp. They have had nothing but awful luck here at Piggzcreek. Nonetheless, another race is complete. Congratulations to that 9 team. Congratulations to Wyatt Wilkinson. Look at our Twitter and or Discord for any other updates regarding the tournament. We'll obviously talk about it next week during the pre-race. From the booth here at Piggzcreek to wherever you might be listening to this, thank you and good night.
I want to give Gouda a contract.
Anthony, have you seen the doctor about that appendix?
Listen, Kyle, we'll get to the appendix at some point, but you know, I have a very, very strange need for chocolate and eggs right now. I'll be back later.